Hi, this is Vrinda. When the 24-year-old Polish player Maja came to Paris for the French Open, she ranked 114 in the world. 2 weeks later, as she left Paris, her ranking had risen to 21. This is the story of a phenomenal fight. But before the fight in Paris, Chwalinska had fought another internal battle off the court for years. Her rise on the French court may be the story of the year, but it is her fight against her own depression that will be the story to remember. Today, Maja Chwalinska is the star of the game. Headlines call her story a fairy tale, historic, a dream run. But there was a time when the same star player might have found her life and her career to be at the end of a long tunnel. Just a few years ago, in 2021, she was battling severe depression and had to take a break from the game. She says of that time that I thought that I just need to stay very strong, tough, and just keep practicing. But then I just couldn't get out of bed anymore. I was just lifeless, to be honest. I needed to take a break and I honestly didn't know if I was going to come back or not. But I came back and I'm happy that I did. It is tough to imagine what internal and external battle Chwalinska must have fought to be able to come this far, to be able to come to the finals of the French Open. When she landed in Paris for the game, she had no sponsors, no regular income and not enough money to even fund her own hotel stay. Award money is paid at the end of the tournament, so someone had to step in to sponsor her. Eventually, a Polish sports drink brand firm sponsored her. When asked about her aim, she said that her aim was just to make it through the qualifying rounds and into the main draw. Not only did she win her 3 qualifier matches to make it into the first draw of the French Open, but she won 9 straight matches and reached the women's singles final. The final has since been played and 19-year-old Mira Andreeva is the winner, the third youngest player to win a Grand Slam event since the year 2000. Andreeva was phenomenal on the clay court, pushing through a tense start, going on to keep her composure and eventually defeating Chwalinska by 6-3, 6-2. And of course, the moment is Andreeva's to have. It is her victory. But it is Chwalinska's story of grit, determination and the sheer will to keep fighting against all odds that lingers on much after the game is over. The French Open was only the 3rd Grand Slam main draw appearance of Chwalinska's career. 5 years ago, in 2021, the same player failed in the opening rounds of the Australian Open, the French Open and Wimbledon. After her loss at Wimbledon, she stepped away from the tour for several months and would later reveal that she had been struggling with depression and had come to associate tennis with pressure, stress and crying. By the time Chwalinska returned to competition in October of 2021, her ranking had dropped to number 346. She pushed herself up, won her first and only Grand Slam main draw match at Wimbledon in 2022, but trouble came knocking again as a knee injury that required surgery again stalled her career. She had never beaten a top 50 player before this week, and this year she became the first qualifier to reach the final in Paris. This is not a sports bulletin and I don't know enough about tennis to be able to claim that I can adequately capture or convey the magnitude of Chwalinska's achievement. Any competitive sports player has to have courage and determination to be able to sustain in their game. And usually the fight is much more with oneself than it is with your competitor. But given all of that, Chwalinska's story is an exceptional story of setbacks, trauma, mental and physical hardships, all of which were overcome. For many players, there is a steady upwards trajectory, but not for Chwalinska. Just the few sketchy details of her life that are available in the public domain cannot possibly capture the expanse of her personal inward journey. Her story may be unique within the world of tennis, but I'm also tempted to think of her case as representative of many stories of resilience and patience that pass by us off the court. Chwalinska's journey is a story of extreme hardships, one that may even seem fantastical and too far-fetched from our own reality. But we are surrounded by people who are fighting each day to make life happen. Not all stories make it to the French Open or championships and Grand Slam finals, but they are stories that we have heard, recognized or lived through ourselves. There are times in sports, as in life, when the fact of having fought outshines the fact of losing or winning. and what a fight it has been for Maja Chwalinska. This is Vrinda.